Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Beach Camper Van. It is set number 31138. It has 556 pieces and I paid $50 for this set. I was a little apprehensive about getting this one. I really wanted the van, but I wasn't sure about the rest of it. And I'm really interested in like a Volkswagen van or one of those, either a Creator Expert or Icon, one of those large model vehicles of the, I think, Volkswagen a van that's similar shape to this, and I would like to get one of those at some point, but this was kind of my entryway into that. But I was also very interested in the Noodle Shop Creator 3-in-1, which has slightly more pieces than this and is slightly cheaper. I ended up going with the Beach Camper Van, so that's what I will be looking at in this video. If we look at the other alternate models here, which I will get to eventually, looks like we have kind of a buggy or a smaller car, maybe a dune buggy, I'm not really sure, and a ice cream stand, which is nice. The way the ice cream cone kind of logo is made is looks really good to me. And then besides that, we have this kind of double decker house facade. I'm actually not sure what this one really is. There's not too much depth here, so I don't know if there's a lot of internal kind of like details in there. There could be. Otherwise, this is just maybe a pier or like a patio looking out over the water or whatever. I'm actually not sure what this is exactly, but that's okay. So in this video, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put it together, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. And I will speed the video up while I build, and then I will slow it back down to give my thoughts on it. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so there we have this Lego Creator. Excuse me. This Lego Creator 3-in-1 beach camper van. This is awesome. I wasn't sure about all these side stuff. I don't always like scenes like this. I kind of like things to be more self-contained instead of a few standalone things. I think there's a lot of more potential for play with the setup like this because these can be moved around, attached to something else, expanded upon. So I understand that for someone like me who's mostly interested in displaying and then the build process, I'd like things to be more connected. Generally speaking, it's one of the feelings I have about the awesome and great value kind of holiday village sets. Is sort of they're disconnected and feel a little disjointed, but if they were displayed all together in one kind of deal, I think they could work really, really well. This is a little disjointed. It could be displayed fine with all the different elements, but it could also be a great addition to a larger beach scene. So we'll take a look at all of this here. Excuse me. First thing we can take a look at are the minifigures here. And these are really good. You get 2 minifigures in this set. They're not anything too crazy. We have some good printing on the torso here and a nice ice cream cone there. No printing in the midsection, no printing on the legs. The back, very minimal printing there. This does have a more worried or anxious face on one side and a more kind of chill, kind of cool person smirk on the other. And then the other minifigure here, we have, I like this print a lot, but still no printing on the midsection, no printing on the legs. The back, very similar to the front, and there we can see the alternate face there. This one has maybe sunglasses or swim goggles or something, and then we kind of have a nice smirk there, and this hairpiece is really, really nice. I like this hairpiece a lot. The next thing we build is this wonderful palm. If you've seen my other videos, I like, what are they, birds and trees and plants and foliage and stuff like that, flowers. So we have this palm tree or coconut tree, very simple, very sturdy. It looks good. I think these work really well. Very few parts here. It's nice. And then speaking of birds, one of the other thing we built, I'm not going in order anymore. We get this 5-6 pieces for a seagull, and yeah, that works for me. I don't need eye pieces anywhere on here. The scale feels like it fits the other parts of the set there. So we get a bird and a plant in here, which for me, great. And I haven't seen one built like this. One of the first things you build is sort of this brick-built boombox or, speaker, stereo system. Very simple, very few parts, 6 parts for that as well. It works. I think people would recognize that as a boombox or whatever they are called now. I guess a Bluetooth wireless speaker. But yeah, that's nice. And then we have a little, I think this is just a crab, a little brick-built crab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, maybe. And it uses these kind of berry or cherry elements. If this is in fact a crab, then I would say that those are probably the eyes. And I think that's a really smart and really cute way to do the eyes on a brick-built character like this. So I really like the crab. next thing we build is the base for these, what I thought were kind of either, like surf houses, beach, what would they call them? Like one of them is a latrine. They look like they could be restrooms. They look like they could be changing rooms for surfing or anything else. These stripes are really nice. I love this color. I don't know if that's like a pastel blue or whatever, but I really, really like that. I like this colored door. Those are great. I like that these are offset a little bit. It gives a little more character, a little more depth, and kind of just a little more like impact for some reason. And just instead of just being flat and they're the same distance apart, I think it feels like a little more, if it's at an angle like this, it just gives more oomph to it, more visual weight, and like I say, depth, because we have kind of some suggestion of a foreground and a background there, which I really like. We have a little piece here that's supposed to be a shell, some stuff on the tan, some physical plates here, but it's a beach. That works for me. A little pail. And maybe some suggestion of some plant life or the kind of barren, dry plant you might see on the beach here. If we look inside, we have what I would call a latrine or a loo or a restroom in here. I really like the candle for the toilet paper. It seems like they might need more. I've also seen this piece used here as a toilet paper roll, but this is a really good solution, and we kind of get a look at in there, which is nice. And in the other side, it's pretty much empty. We get a little pail. A little shovel. I suppose the pail could go in there, and then maybe that's a maintenance closet or something for tending to the beach or handling fire pits or whatever else. And that's one of the great things about this, is this can all be expanded upon, changed, added to in a way. These are pretty small, but you could do some more stuff in here. You could fit a minifigure in there, sure, to change if they want it, or to use a restroom. But I think there's other stuff that could be done in here, and so I really like that. And I think they look awesome. The stripes work really, really well for me. It's so simple, but it's really nice. We get a little kind of window back here, which I don't know if you'd want a window in your changing room, but minifigures are quite a bit shorter than that, so that's okay to get some natural light in there. I liked how these are kind of raised up off the beach. I was sort of wondering what those round 2x2 plates were going to be used for, and I didn't realize that they were sort of elevated off here, and they're kind of hidden from the box and from most view, but that little darkness underneath there, it almost reminds me of like these would essentially maybe be on just like wood planks, that were driftwood or whatever. The base on top of the sand might not be like a concrete base. It might just be like almost boardwalk style. And I think that there's kind of a hint in that in here. So this, didn't expect to like it, really like it. This color is very nice. These look great on the front. And then we can get to what the main reason I bought this set for, which is the beach camper van. I will take out the big inflatable duck raft toy flotation device here. You also build this as kind of a side build, very cute, another bird thing, does use the eyes, and I think it looks like, a duck inner tube or something, and great. And that can be studded on the top. That's another one of these side builds. These are kind of side builds that on the box they have one maybe leaning up against either the beach camper van or one mounted on top. These are surfboards, and I thought they were going to be too thick when I saw them, but putting them together, I think they work rather nice. I think back in the day I had what I thought was a surfboard, and I maybe used it for a surfboard for my minifigures, but it was actually maybe a flotation device, and it was just a yellow with like two studs or a couple studs that someone could be positioned on. And I use that as a surfboard when I would play with Lego from back in the day, and I think it was from a city set or something like that. But these are really nice. They're not too thick. I mean, a minifigure couldn't hold these. I think the old one that I'm remembering that may or may not be a surfboard could be held by a minifigure hand. But these look great. The striping and color is awesome, and they mount really well as an accessory, kind of to add to the camper van and maybe to have around the beach. And if they can't be, as used as well in a surfing scene, there might be a way, if this was built up with some water and studded down on a wave, if you could hide some of the full brick height here of the thickness here. I think you could make a scene out of these, and that's really nice. So a couple other accessories, and then we have the main event, the beach camper van. This is awesome. There's some good techniques in there. I love the color. For some reason on the box or whatever, I thought there was like more of the blue in this, but it's very much yellow and white with a little bit of blue accents in there, I think. And this gray is kind of what Lego calls the light bluish gray. A lot of detail in here, built up really cool. I like that it used kind of the same Speed Champions thing. I don't know if this is 8 wide or 10 wide at the middle here. I think it is 8 wide, which is cool. It's fit in with some Speed Champions type stuff, which is really, really nice. They don't use the Speed Champion wheels. We get, I think, a little bigger wheels that come in 2 pieces, so you have to put the rubber on the rims there. Some nice window pieces here. Even how these curves are done on the edge. I thought stacking 3 of those kind of curved plates would be weird. It wasn't. And I ended up really, really liking it. Sorry, I just adjusted my exposure a little bit there, so we can maybe better see some of the details, and it's not reflecting off the white as much. So forgive me for that change if it was surprising. And these are doors. Potentially, maybe there's a stepladder to get minifigures up into the driving section there. No stickers on this set, which is great. I think the noodle shop that I referenced earlier does have some stickers included in it, and I don't know how I feel about stickers in the Lego Creator 3-in-1s here. So we get some nice lights. The way this is put on is really nice, and well, this is really cool for the front, and we even get kind of maybe some storage or something else, or hinting at something else in there. It's another kind of movable part, but also just the front of the vehicle. I did not know what to think about using 2 of these kind of standard windscreens. I thought at first, there's probably a windscreen piece from a different vehicle that could fit that whole way, but now that it's completed, that little indent in the middle doesn't really bother me, and I might actually kind of like it. There's just something about that, and the angle on the inside that you can see, the extra transparency there, that adds a lot of character for me, and adds just, I don't know, something extra that might have been missing if this was all one translucent clear piece for a windscreen. All the windows are good. We get a little back here, we have like maybe a hitch, I think this would be, to attach a trailer, and a little place for carrying what looks like luggage, pretty big luggage for a minifigure. I think that's luggage, but maybe not. And another kind of ladder to get up on top to retrieve everything from the roof. And then we get to the inside. This has a decorated, detailed inside. So besides the front, just a steering wheel, some details like these I think are supposed to be windshield wipers. But if we open this up, it might be hard for me to see with my current lighting situation. But we get a fully detailed inside. So there's a little ladder here to step up, and there's an opening to get up to the front. We get kind of a little kitchenette with a really cute coffee maker that's used only 3 pieces that I thought was really, really good. A nice stove and oven, a sink, and we get like a flat screen TV if you've spent time in any campers or RVs or anything like that. Not uncommon place for a TV of this nature, and I think that's really good attention to detail. We also get a plant element in like a translucent light blue, I think there, in the windowsill, so it gets enough light. And then towards the back, we have kind of a step, studs on the floor, but also a checkered floor. Studs, so a minifigure could be studded down in there. Step up, and in the back we have kind of the suggestion of beds, but it's so hard to see all this detail that I'm going to open this up here. So we get the kitchenette, we get kind of this there's sort of a barrier, but also not really, and these can be folded down, but it's blocked by that tan in there. And we can see kind of more of the detail on the kitchenette. And then we have some beds here, or a double bed. So with the comforter or quilt or covers there kind of tucked over of the blue, and some pillows here. I think that's what that's supposed to be. To me, that seems like a bed. Maybe it isn't. I actually wasn't sure what this was. I don't know if it's an ironing board or I have no idea. A table? I guess just a surface to eat on, to play cards on, or something if everyone was sitting. I think these are supposed to kind of indicate maybe benches or seats. So maybe that's not a bed, but I think it's supposed to be. But anyway, there's like a lot of detail in here, which is great for play. And as I'm finding with modular buildings and like the cozy house recently, I really like all of those finer details, because someone might look at this camper van if I had it displayed, and they may open this up, they may pop off the top, I may invite them to, and then they get to see, or I get to see, anybody gets to see all the attention to detail that comes in a set like this. So great for play, I think great for display as well. This is really, really cool. I like the colors a lot, and I'm happy to have a version of a van here when I have not been able to secure one of the much bigger vans, like the Icon scale ones. So for now, this is really neat. At the end of the day, I liked this set a lot. I think more than I thought I was going to. So I really was only focused on this. I didn't really care about the minifigures. Didn't care about this brick built stuff there. Didn't really care about this side building at all, or this palm tree. I mean, how many pieces is that? That's kind of barren and dumb. And I put it together, and I look at the finished product, and I find myself really liking it. So that's all well and good. So I don't forget, we can take a look at the extra pieces. Some good stuff in here. And you get a lot of them. There's a lot of tiny pieces in this set. When you have a set that has so much fine detail, it is pretty standard to get quite a few extra pieces. So we get an extra windshield wiper lever piece, and it's an extra cheese slope in the translucent orange, extra of the medium, let me see here. This is the kind of medium barb in white used for the wings, and we also get an extra of the small in yellow barb, an extra of this plant element, an extra of this plant element, some extra clear here, an extra of the pink ice cream cone top for maybe strawberry ice cream. I would love a way to make like a double decker, and I think I would just have to use maybe a matched color stud or 1x1 round plate. And then we also get an extra of the either crab eyes or the kind of berries or cherries there, extra eye tile. So some nice stuff in here. This set is $50. It has 556 pieces, 2 minifigures included. I don't know how many minifigures the Noodle Shop Creator 3-in-1 comes with. It could be 2, could be a little bit more. And I'm still very interested in the Noodle Shop, but for me right now, this vehicle is so nice to have and to look at, and everything else is a real bonus. So I like that. I like this a lot. The build experience was quite fun, and the finished product is really nice. And like any other 3-in-1, I get more for my money even. I get to build this model, which is an ice cream parlor or ice cream stand on the beach. Looks like I don't even have to take apart the palm tree there, but I will have to disassemble the van and most of this other stuff to make this sort of buggy or convertible, and all of this ice cream stand, which like I said, I really like the logo, the big ice cream cone there. Looks really neat. And I get another brick-built bird in a different way, which I'm always looking forward to. And then, yeah, I don't know what this is. If this is a houseboat or just a lakefront, beachfront, oceanfront, seaside property. Because we get kind of looks like water out here. We get some more brick-built birds. We get one in the water, unless that's a rubber ducky. We also get one up here, done differently than the other 2 times. Wonderful. We get kind of a 2-story house. There are some details like using those, not a full-size brick, that kind of 2/3 brick, and then a plate and a 2/3 brick, and a round plate rather, to kind of get a nice little column for a detail there, which I don't know if I've seen before, but it's pretty cool. And whatever this is, if this is a house or a houseboat or a cabin or whatever this ends up being, it looks pretty cool as well. So I'm looking forward to building those. I'm going to be sad taking this apart, but I do want to experience what else the set has to offer here. So I will gladly put these together, and maybe I'll end up liking one of these more. I have a feeling I will come back to this van because that was a big draw for me. So yeah, I really like this set. I think it's got some good value, but I am still, maybe if I ever get the Noodle Shop, I maybe will compare them, not because they have a ton of similarities, but close in piece count and close in price. So I would like to look at them together at a certain point, and maybe I'll be able to do that in the future. But for now, I'm really glad I got this beach camper van. If you like this video, consider giving it a like, and if you like the content on my channel, consider subscribing to it so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO content I will be doing in the future, including review videos for the other alternate models included in this set. In the past, I have done sped up videos of the disassembly and the build. I think for this set and for the cozy house, because they're bigger and more pieces, I will probably just build those on my own, disassemble on my own, not have those as part of the video, and just review the models when they are built. But I will try to keep the extra pieces that aren't used in the alternate models separate as a visual, so I can make sure to point those out. And I also understand that not everybody likes to watch me put these together, even when it's really sped up. And maybe it's weird to watch sped up. Maybe it's weird that there's nothing else going on. I've teased out maybe adding music, maybe adding voiceover to the build, as you know, even if it's sped up, I can talk for a couple minutes while I'm building and point out any things that may need pointing out. Otherwise, people may just not like the build videos. I kind of like doing them, but they're may be more for me, and maybe they'll just be split off into their own thing, their own playlist entirely, just in case that there are those couple people out there that do like them. So a lot to look forward to with this set and more sets. And until then, thanks. Bye.